Okay, good morning. It is Friday. We just posted our 1 week out video, so you guys have seen that. This is going up next week. This is the actual show day video. This will be a good one. We just finished up with meal 1 and 2. Meal 1 we had about 2 hours ago, and meal 2 just went down, and we get 1 tablespoon of almond butter, which I am so excited for right now. So we're gonna have that, and then we have a whole carb loading day today, along with just about like a little, I think 45 ounces of water. I can't even talk right now. But 45 ounces of water. So you get, this is 32 plus an additional 12, or 15, somewhere in there. But regardless, we get only a little bit of water as compared to the 2 gallons for Sunday through Wednesday, and then the 1 gallon for yesterday on Thursday. So we're gonna hit all of that, and yeah, I'll show you guys my meals throughout the day, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's an awesome journey. So yeah, just super grateful to be here and enjoying the time. So let's go. All right, good morning. It's show day. We're locked in. Spray tan already done. The first thing, order of business, I should say, is we get the single greatest thing ever: peanut butter and jelly on a rice cake, which is awesome. We get 2 of those. Got to cook up 2 eggs, and then we get 3 ounces of beef and 8 ounces of red potatoes as well. And then we're going to get a touch up on our tan, and then I'll see you on stage. Okay, spray tan is done. This is Kaylin, my girlfriend. She's also competing in figure, which is awesome. Okay, so we are going to the venue right now. We just got done with spray tan and everything. Breakfast was awesome. I had 3 ounces of beef, 8 ounces of potatoes, 2 rice cakes of peanut butter and jelly, and then a little bit of ketchup and sea salt. Kaylin, what did you have?
Rice, ketchup, sea salt, salmon, and an egg, and rice cakes.
Yeah, so it's awesome. We got touched up. We got like 30 minutes before the show starts. So we'll get a nice little pump and then get going. So let's go. Okay, I wanted to throw in a comparison here, but the video quality of it just came out absolutely terrible. This is after the show in finals, where we get our placing. Serves me going to 4th place, and these are against a couple of pros in the show, which is pretty cool. So 4th place here. As you guys can see, a great lineup of dudes. Like, these guys were awesome to compete against, and we had a great time. So, and then they asked us to all hit our favorite classic pose, which you will see in a second here. And they all go in. Pretty sweet here. Always a good time. All right, prejudging is completely done. We just had a little refeed meal, which was a burger and fries. Kaylin, who is not here right now, she just got a steak and potatoes, which is awesome. Gotta love that. Had a little bit of water as well. We're just chilling out right before we go into finals, but we did pretty damn well. Bodybuilding went a lot better than classic. Classic is absolutely stacked with a lot of good guys. I know that there are at least, I think, 2 or 3 pros from OCB that we're competing against, which is actually crazy. OCB is another bodybuilding federation, and they run a good show as well, but this is NPC, obviously, so you can cross over it, and these guys are in true novice and novice, which is actually crazy. But always gotta love a good competition. The best competition is just gonna make you better. And for me, showing up doing the show again for the 2nd time around, and just being leaner and bigger is obviously the biggest win that you can have. So that's what we're hyped about. Other than that, though, there are a ton of videos that I will put into this one that will kind of show you everything. So routine is coming up, which we are doing Bow Down by I Prevail, and the essentially the bridge into the breakdown, which is really, really cool. I think it's a really cool routine that we've been working on. So we do that, and then we find out how we did. I did get drug tested as well, which is really cool. So we found out how we did at finals. It's about 4 o'clock right now, so we have like an hour to kind of just chill out. We just ate at about like 3:30, so we'll probably eat again maybe like rice cakes or something like that. As always, before we go on stage, or Skittles or something like that, something really, really fast. But yeah, just grateful to be here. As always, it's always a great time. You gotta love doing this stuff. And yeah. Now here's routine number 1. You guys can kind of hear the music in the background. I had to keep it a little bit lower just so this video wouldn't be copyrighted. But it is Feel Invincible by Skillet. I put this together in probably like 5 minutes backstage because I forgot and didn't know that you could do 2 separate routines, 2 separate songs for both divisions, being bodybuilding and classic. So there was minimal practice with this routine, but we just sent it and we got it done, which is pretty cool. So playing with the beat a little bit, and then obviously going down in these poses here, always having fun with this stuff. And it's really cool because, you know, you get to show off what you did and kind of have some fun with the routine during finals.
You don't have that energy.
Now this is the routine that I actually practiced. This is Bow Down by I Prevail, one of my all-time favorite songs, and one that means quite a lot. So I did the bridge into the chorus here, or the bridge into the breakdown, I should say. And honestly, really, really cool routine. I thought it was really fun to do, and I actually practiced this one over and over again. We get the crowd into it. You guys will see in a second here, hyping up the crowd, getting them into it, and, you know, just letting them enjoy their time too, as much as we do on stage, which is obviously what this is all about. Connection with everybody, and really finding that. You guys see that here. We kind of get everyone in, and then I hit the quads down for the breakdown, which is really, really sweet. I actually lost my footing there, which you guys can kind of see, but all the time, this is such a great routine. I absolutely loved it. And then we go right into these most musculars, and I talk to the crowd. I get up right in front of them. It's really cool. All right, we got some real bad lighting going on right now, but we are officially done with the show. So we took first and won the Open for Open Heavyweight Bodybuilding for the 2nd year in a row, which is friggin' awesome. You gotta love that. We took 4th or 5th, one of the 2, for True Novice and Novice Classic, which, like I said, Classic was absolutely stacked, and I loved competing with those guys. Every single one of them had great energy, and we were just feeding off of each other. It was so awesome. You guys obviously saw 2 different routines because I didn't know you could have another song. So I kind of played with that a little bit. Feel Invincible by Skillet and Bow Down by I Prevail. Absolutely 2 bangers of a song to pick for 2 different routines. But yeah, absolutely loved what we had done there. And just so grateful for the day, as always. You know, there's nothing quite like this. So enjoying every single time that you can step on stage is something that is well worth it. I encourage everybody to try and do the same if you can, and enjoy the time. All right, we're loading up the truck. We got to get our trophies and our hardware and absolutely everything in here. So yeah, I will have more thoughts after this, but we're gonna go get some Swenson's, get some burgers and some jalapeno bites that I have been waiting for. So I'll see you there. Think. Oh yeah. Dude, I'm dropping shit everywhere.
That's so good.
No. Cross-section action, bro. Alright. That wraps up show day. But you guys will be seeing another clip after this where I kind of gather my thoughts and, you know, same thing I did last year. Gather my thoughts, sit down after I pictured everything and kind of sat back and actually thought about these things, about show day, how it went, how I want things to go in the future. Obviously, every single time I stress this, be grateful for doing this and being present in every single time and every single day that you do this. It's always a blessing. And yeah, there's nothing quite like it, honestly. But here's what we're looking right now after we got Swenson's. And we also had, Kaylin made some great homemade peanut butter Reese's things that we had. Also a donut. And just whatever goodies you could find, honestly. So, yeah. So this is after our shower. You know, don't mind the joint cracks because been doing a lot of posing today. But here we are. So, lots of fun, obviously. Gotta love this stuff, dude. Gotta absolutely love it, you know. Can't look perfect all the time, but embracing the bloat and the extra carbs right now, as always. So I'll see you guys in the next clip where, again, I explain everything and I kind of go deeper into my actual thoughts about everything because there's a lot to process for right now, but I'll see you there. Okay, so here are my final closing thoughts about the show for the second one. So the past week, I kind of just took off from filming or doing anything like that. We essentially just had a great time on Saturday, obviously. We went to Swenson's afterwards, which was great. And then we, on Sunday, had an entire day where we celebrated my 23rd birthday, which fell on peak week, which was pretty cool. But I mean, I had to water load the entire day, so it wasn't obviously how you would spend a normal, typical birthday with, you know, cake and candles and all that stuff and going out to eat and whatnot. But made the most of it while we had it. It also fell on Easter, which the family was together, which was obviously the greatest gift, anything that you could have. But we couldn't really celebrate anything for my birthday, but we definitely did that on Sunday. So what we did, we essentially went to 3 different spots and we had 3 different meals along with like a little snack that I made throughout the day. So meal 1, I had it was like an egg, sausage, ham was in there too, and then they had an aioli on it, along with some fresh fruit just for breakfast. And then we kind of chilled out for a little bit, and then we went to Wingstop, which that's my first ever time being there, essentially. We went there, got some wings, and then we went to a rugby game, which is really, really cool. And I made buffalo chicken dip for that, which was awesome. It's a lower calorie one. It's a great recipe, so it's not like I did full fat ranch and full fat Parmesan and all these different things that have a crap ton of calories in it. All healthy with that aside. And then our last stop of the day was to celebrate my actual birthday, which was Cheesecake Factory. So we went there, and that's where we just kind of let loose and let everything go. So all of us were together, but all together we got the egg roll sampler. We got mac and cheese bites, which were awesome. And then I got a ribeye with some green beans and mashed potatoes. And then it's Cheesecake Factory, so we had to get cheesecake. That was awesome. And I got the celebration cheesecake, but there's like 30 different flavors that I was looking at, and I was like, I don't know if I should get this one, but I eventually settled on the celebration cheesecake just because it looks so awesome. And we're celebrating, so why not do it? So we had all that, and then this week we kind of got back on track with full meals. So you don't want to go essentially too crazy with everything afterwards because you're going to puff up and your face is going to get puffy, you're going to get bloated. And obviously dieting for 16, 20 weeks, however long you did it for, and jumping back into like, not just eating just crap, but jumping back into doing all that stuff, you can definitely do a toll on your body if you do that. So going forward, after the show, well, let's backtrack a little bit at the show. So we did win first place, which is right here, and there's my light. That's first place for men's open bodybuilding for heavyweight, which was absolutely awesome. I had probably the best time with all the competitors back there, simply because all of us were just having a great time. We were joking around with each other, and those guys were freaking awesome. So that's first place for that. The other two, there's two more over here. So we have our fourth places both here. Those are for Classic Physique, True Novice, and then Novice. And then the Open Classic Physique is this medal right there, next to my marathon medals, all on the bottom. And this trophy back here is the one from last year, along with the other two that are up there. But regardless, it was a great time. I absolutely love doing this. It is just so fun to compete. I'm a natural competitor, and I absolutely love it so much. Especially getting to use the songs that I did for my routine. And really, really cool story was that for one of my routines, I didn't know, but you have two options. You can do two different songs for two different classes. So since I did bodybuilding and I crossed over into Classic Physique, I could use two different songs and do two different routines. And they said that because they need to get stage shots for each individual one, which I understand. It's really cool. So I uploaded the same song for both of them, thinking that I would just get one routine. So I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. And then I get there, and then they told me that I could do that. And I was like, well, shit, I got to put another song together. And backstage, I used Feel Invincible by Skillet, which is one of my all-time favorite songs, and it has so much meaning to me. Just because, I mean, you guys see my tattoos and everything, and the whole song is about God making him feel invincible. So I love that song. So I did that song for men's bodybuilding. And then for Classic Physique, I did my actual routine that I actually practiced was Bow Down by I Prevail, and the whole entire bridge into the breakdown, where Brian, the lead singer, he was just talking about like having this dream and watching it come alive. And then Eric, the scream vocal guy, he essentially comes in and says, you know, have you ever had a dream? Would you fight for it? Would you die for it? All that stuff. And then the breakdown hits, and it's like, it just goes crazy. It's awesome. I love it so much. But those two songs, absolutely great. So the Feel Invincible routine, I literally put together backstage in like 5 minutes. And I texted my coach. I was like, you got to take a look at this real quick. And then I texted my girlfriend, and we kind of put it together and did that. That was awesome. Yeah, there's just a lot that happened that day. It was so great. I absolutely love it so much. And going forward, so this week, like I said, got back on track with meals, which is always great. We're back up in the carbs, which is phenomenal. I feel a lot better during the days, and you get a lot more of your function back, especially cognitively. So that's one of the great things that happens after the show is, you still look really, really good, but you also get your main functions back of, being able to actually think clearly and, form thoughts and all that good stuff. So, so going forward competitively, I think I'm kind of in the middle of either doing a meet or doing another show. So, if you guys don't know, all of these medals up here, like pretty much every single one of them, except for that bottom row, is all from powerlifting. So I competed there for 4 years, and I then switched to bodybuilding just out of nowhere because it fell on my 22nd birthday last year. And then I ran that full marathon, and then I took a little bit of an off season, and then I went straight into this show's prep. It's just so awesome. I love competing and doing all this stuff. But so I just got back to the gym, and I hit legs yesterday, and I've been back the whole week, but I hit legs yesterday, and we did 1 week post show. I had 405 for 5 on squat, which it was for multiple sets, and it was like the easiest thing in my life. It was awesome. So I love that. And then after that, I was like, well, dude, if we could kind of put together something for like just a mini meet or something like that, I'll do it. But 100%, I definitely want to do this show again in next April. They haven't released any dates yet, but whenever that comes out, I will definitely be on the lookout for it and likely do this show again. My girlfriend Kaylin, on the other hand, I do think she's going to do the October show, which would be awesome for her. And I'm super, super proud of her, everything that she's done to get to this point and then continue on and going forward. So yeah, with all that being said, I will try and keep up to this on the best. This prep was pretty crazy for me personally, because I started prep in November. Like I said, I did like a mini like power building block, and I squatted 600, I benched 415, and then I don't even think I deadlifted the entire time. I was power cleaning, and I hit 315 on that. Which in that time is kind of crazy, but it was pretty awesome. So I did that, and then I jumped right into bodybuilding, the prep for it in November. And then I graduated in December with my bachelor's in exercise science from Cleveland State, which is somewhere over here. And then at the end of that time, I got into grad school. I started grad school in January. I then got my CSCS, which is a Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist certification, in March. I got that in March, literally 2 weeks before the show. Did the show. While I was in prep, I had to study and do all these things for grad school, and I was working all on top of that as a strength and conditioning coach and a personal trainer, and I work also as a butcher, which is pretty cool. So doing all of that, and then, just going through and doing the show, like that's a win in itself. And that's the biggest thing you want to take away from all of this, is because all of the stuff around you, there's always going to be a million things wrong. But like I said earlier, especially with those guys backstage, like those moments were awesome. Like there's no there's nothing in your head telling you like, oh, you need to do this now. You're stressed out about something. Like, no, it's just a good time, man. That's the bottom line. It's, there's always going to be a million things wrong around you, but there's never anything wrong in those small moments that make us all feel human. And that's the biggest thing that you can take away from any of this, that I truly appreciate with absolutely everything that I do. I want to actually sit down and feel all these moments and really connect with all of them, and not just go through them and then look back at them like 10 years later and being like, oh, well, I don't know what I felt in this moment. But it's like, I want to be able to look at pictures and videos and all that stuff, and like be able to show your kids and like all the people around you and say, hey, this is what I was feeling in this moment, and this is what it was for me. Because everyone's going to have a different story. And that's just what I love about doing this, is you learn so much about yourself, and that's what we all need in our day-to-day lives, is to kind of find out about ourselves and figure out what you like, what you don't like, figure out how you compete, if you compete, if you can compete. But genuinely, I think bodybuilding is one of those sports where, for me personally, I think all of the sports that I've done, like I played football and rugby in high school. I obviously did powerlifting. I did the show. I ran a marathon. All of them have their own aspect of it that is like the sucky part of it. But those are the parts where you kind of learn how to manage those, and you can take different pieces from all of them and form them into you and how you attack challenges in your actual day-to-day life. Like for powerlifting, well, for football and rugby, you get beat to hell. Like that's just a known thing. So you have to take care of your body. For powerlifting, the day-to-day fatigue that you kind of feel from squatting super, super heavy, or benching super heavy, or deadlifting super heavy, any of those sessions, like you could be at work or something and, you're just super fatigued from a huge, like voluminous and heavy squat session from the day before. So you kind of carry that with you. But bodybuilding, on the other hand, is literally an everyday thing. Like you can't go out and have like whatever meal you want. Like powerlifting is completely different. If you wanted to go and you had a big squat session tomorrow, you could go to Mexican food and get chips and queso. And, it's like, you're not set, unless you're on like an actual diet plan, you're not set to that full, like, this is what I need to do for for bodybuilding, because simply you're drugged on your looks. Like that's exactly what it is. Powerlifting, you don't care what you look like. You just got to squat heavy, you got to bench heavy, you got to deadlift heavy. That's all you got to do. Bodybuilding, on the other hand, it's literally an everyday thing. You got to do your cardio, you got to train hard, and you have to nail your nutrition. So that part falls into it too. And then the marathon training, as far as that goes, it does follow you everywhere, because I mean, it takes a lot of time to get up to 26 miles in running. The longest long run that I did was, I think, 20 before I did the full 26 miles. And it was a trail marathon. It was 2,000 feet of elevation, and it was a hell of a course. It's one of the hardest ranked courses in all of Ohio, which is really crazy, that I did it for my first marathon, but I finished. So, and the thing you kind of take with you every day with that is simply the timing aspect of it, because it takes more time to go through all of these super long runs, but also you have that kind of fatigue like throughout the day as well. And also fueling during the training also plays into that as well. So you have to fuel. I mean, some people use gels. I didn't use gels when I did it, but I used just like Sweet Tart ropes. That was my biggest thing. I use Sweet Tart ropes to fuel during the sessions because they're easy. They're little ropes you literally just pull out. And I use those to fuel because it's just quick carbs. You go right in. And 30 to 90 grams of carbohydrates per hour. That's what you need, according to the NSCA. So, yeah, so all of them play their different parts. But as far as bodybuilding goes, it's up there for me right now. Yeah, so that pretty much wraps up everything. I've been talking for 15 minutes. This is a long time. Yeah, so I will see you guys on the next adventure that we do have planned. Yet to figure that out yet, but we will eventually with time. So take care of yourselves, all right? And make sure you go train. I'm about to go train right now, actually. We're about to hit a big MF back day. So, yeah, definitely take care of yourselves. Go out and compete. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy life. Enjoy the small moments that you get every single day. And don't forget who you are. Take care of yourself.